Hi, my name is Rebecca Cohen. I'm a postdoc at the Yang Center for Conservation Bioacoustics, part of the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, and today I'm going to give you a sneak peek into our collaboration between researchers at Cornell University and at West Point and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation's Hudson River National Estuarine Research Reserve. Our partnership arises from these key priorities of NERR, which are to understand how key fish species use Hudson River habitats, to monitor these species using methods that minimize duress, and to foster public engagement and stewardship via science outreach and education. So research, education, and conservation very much go hand in hand here. Shown here are the focal species we're working on, which represent a few different groups of interest for NERR and the DEC, including endangered and protected species, species of fisheries interest, and invasive species. The DEC has been using various sampling methods to better understand each of these species, including netting, eDNA, and telemetry tags. What we are introducing with this project is the use of passive acoustic monitoring, which entails deploying autonomous sensors which passively record environmental sound. Once sound data is collected, we can identify signals from species of interest to construct time series of species presence across sites, estimate relative or even absolute abundance, and look at phenology, habitat use, and correlation with environmental variables. This methodology is highly complementary to the other ongoing DEC fish sampling efforts and has the potential to fill some lingering data gaps. So this collaboration really draws on the bioacoustics expertise brought to the table by our team members here at the Yang Center and at West Point, and the comprehensive knowledge of Hudson River ecosystems and populations provided by our DEC team members. On the left, you can see some of the devices we're using to collect sound data. And on the right, you can see that our sampling design captures both main river channel and tributary habitats in each of the NERR component sites, plus a few bonus sites of special interest. Prior to the start of this particular project, our team had begun collecting sound data for pilot studies back in 2020. This past spring, we expanded our data collection to encompass all the NERR component sites. Right now, we're wrapping up our field season for the year, and we'll be retrieving all of our devices in the next month or two. We can take a peek at what some of this sound data we've collected looks like. Shown here is 1 week of data from a known Atlantic sturgeon spawning site. Time is on the x-axis, frequency is on the y, and color shows amplitude or intensity of sound, with loud sounds being hotter. We can already attribute many of these sounds to particular biotic, abiotic, and anthropogenic sources, such as the daily chorusing of freshwater drum, the passage of boats, and rain events. If we look at shorter time segments, we can see individual calls. Shown in the top panel are low-frequency rumbles extending from about 0 to 150 Hz, which look just like the sturgeon thunder reported for spawning lake sturgeon. We believe that at this site, these rumbles may be attributable to spawning Atlantic sturgeon. In the same panel, you can also see a band of sound energy between about 200 and 400 Hz, which arises from the chorusing of many male freshwater drum, which use sound to advertise for mates. It's interesting to note that these species do not overlap in frequency, and so acoustic masking of the sturgeon by invasive drum may not be of great concern. However, the sturgeon sounds are masked by the low-frequency noise of trains passing by our site, as shown in the bottom figure. Our hope is that these data will help us gain a better understanding of the interactions of these soniferous species with one another, with various aspects of their habitats, and with anthropogenic activities. Our project gives rise to many opportunities to involve students through fieldwork, educational programs, and student research projects. And in addition to providing insights for use by fisheries managers, sound data also provides novel and engaging tools for outreach. The diverse sounds we're collecting at different sites are available to be explored by students and the general public through an interactive sound exhibit at Norrie Point Environmental Center, which is a really great way of introducing people to the unseen complexity of aquatic ecosystems. So this project is well aligned with NERR's imperatives for education and stewardship. Hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek of our project, and we look forward to sharing our findings with you as they develop.